And so, there we go. Before we get started, I'd just like to find out a little bit about what you would like to get out of these lessons. So yeah, what would you like to learn during these lessons, Min?
I would like to learn about the jobs.
So you'd like to learn English to talk about jobs?
Yeah.
Cool.
No.
Pardon?
Yeah, I want to learn that.
So you'd like to learn English to talk about jobs. Dorothy has shown me a few of the videos of you speaking English. I've watched them today, and I have to say your English is already very good. There's just more of the finer details that I think I can help you with. Oh, that's right. Dorothy also showed me that piece of writing that you did about, I've got it here. Give me the phone. Yeah, Dorothy showed me that piece of writing about your dream job and how you would like to be an inventor one day. And what I noticed in that was that your spelling was American English. So obviously English, there are three main types of English. You've got American English, you've got British, and you've got Australian. Which English language would you like to learn? Would you like to focus on? American, British, or Australian? I'll be able to help you with any that you'd like to.
I would like American English.
American English. Fantastic. Just more for my curiosity, is there any reason that you'd prefer to learn American English?
Yeah.
Oh, and what is that? What is that reason?
I don't know. I just don't know American and Australian English at the first time.
Okay. Well, the good thing is, after a while, everything that we do together will be transferable because there are only I think three main differences between the different types of English. One of them is when you use a word like color, for example. If you spell that in American, it's just C-O-L-O-R. But if you spell it in British or Australian English, it's C-O-L-O-U-R. There's only a few little different rules like that that are the differences. Other than that, 99% words all mean the same thing in all three languages. So eventually you'll be able to write and speak, yeah, all three types really, but we'll keep the focus on American like you wanted. To get started tonight, well, yeah, it's tonight. It's 8 o'clock in Vietnam, isn't it, at the moment? So it's night time for you too. All right, so I thought we'd get started, just have a conversation, and just any grammatical errors or Any other things I can perhaps help correct, I'll bring them to your attention so you can learn those things. So talk to me about wanting to be an inventor. Do you have any big ideas for projects you might like to win in the future?
I would also like to be a chef.
A what? Sorry, I didn't quite hear that last word.
I also wanted to be a chef.
A chef. Very nice. You like cooking, do you?
Yeah, I like cooking for my mom.
Oh, that's lovely. What sort of foods do you like cooking?
I like Asian foods. Asian foods. Asian foods.
Ah, Asian foods. So food from all different Asian countries.
Yeah.
Oh, terrific. What are a few of your favorite things to cook for your mum?
I would like to cook mashed potatoes with my mom.
Mashed potatoes, they're a favorite of mine.
Or I help my mom fry meat.
Yeah. That's actually sounding like a very Australian meal. A lot of people in Australia like to cook things like that too. They'll fry up a piece of steak and stuff. Great.
Yeah.
What other sort of foods cooking?
Can you say that again? I can't hear you.
Oh, of course. What
I don't know. Yeah.
Sorry about that. I don't know what happened. My screen just went black and the meeting restarted. But yeah, so what other types of food do you like to cook? So we've got Asian food, we've got mashed potatoes and fried meat.
I would like to cook my mom's some soup.
Oh, soup's good. What sort of soup do you like to cook?
I like to cook crab soup. Crab soup.
Oh, what type of soup, sorry? Crab soup.
Yeah.
That sounds yummy. Okay. So what I will get you to do is do you have that piece on your dream job?
Can you say that again?
Do you have that piece of writing that you did about your dream job nearby?
I don't know.
All right. Then I will get you to talk about your dream job a little bit, just about being an inventor this time. So just talk about what you would like to achieve, any ideas that you've got for things you could invent. Just talk to me about it a little bit, and if I hear anything that I can fix, I'll write it down and then I'll talk to you about it afterwards.
being an inventor, I can invent robots.
You would like to invent robots?
Yeah, when I can invent robots.
Cool. What what would you what would be special about your robots? What
They
kind of
can
robot?
they can be my friends, or
Ah,
they can tidy the house for me.
oh, they can do what? Sorry.
They can tidy my house for me.
Ah, I like that idea. Let me know when you finish building one of those, and I will buy one off you. I would very much like a robot to clean my house. Um, okay. Just keep keep talking to me about the things you would invent, or anything else really to do with being an inventor. Just talk to me about it for a while. I'm just going to listen to you for a couple of minutes.
When I see the movie about the famous university MIT, I saw the amazing things they made there. So I wanted to make things like there too.
Okay.
They have cameras that turn things to life.
They have cameras that do what? Sorry.
They turn things to life.
Ah, that's cool.
But the things don't turn to life really. It's just the camera. I saw
Okay.
they take a picture of the camera. Of they saw that I saw they take a picture on a wall, and then the woman in the picture's eyes blinked. They blinked.
So they bleed.
They blinked.
Oh, blinked. Sorry, I can't hear you quite so clearly over the microphone, but I can pick up most of it. If I don't hear anything, I'll just ask. All right. So there were just a few things in your there were just a few things in your speech then that I wanted to pick up on. So the first thing is, I'm not the best at writing notes super fast because I can't read my handwriting. But there was in one of the first couple of sentences that you said, you used the word can. Oh, that's right. It was when you were talking about, you said that you can build robots. The way you said that, sorry, I'm just trying to collect my thoughts. It's quite late here and I'm a little bit tired. So when you said can, if you were to say that to a fluent English speaker, they would understand that to mean that you can do that right now. So to correct that and say that you would like to say that it's something you want to do in the future, you would say, I would like to build robots, or I would like to go to the park, if it's something that you're going to do in the future. Does that make sense?
Yes.
Terrific. So can you tell me 3 things that you would like to do when you get a little bit older?
3 things.
Yep, so 3 separate things. So for example, when I get older, I would like to travel to Italy, or something that you, three different things that you would like to do when you get older, when you grow up.
When I get older, I would wanted to visit the USA.
Yeah, I would like to visit the USA as well. So just with that sentence, you substituted the word want, but that was just more about the phrasing, so that's not important. But you said wanted, so which is something that which refers to something that happened or something that you wanted in the past. So yeah, just make sure that just make sure that when you talk about something happening in the future, you use the word either want or like, not wanted or liked. So say that one again for me. When I grow up, I want to travel to the US. Say that again for me, please.
I want to travel to the USA.
Very good. Very good. All right. What is the next thing that you want to do when you get older?
When I get older, I would like to help my mom and dad.
That's very nice. And that was good that was good how you said that. That was correct. And what is the third thing that you want to do or would like to do when you get older?
When I get older, I want
Yeah,
to
or
study.
when you grow up.
When I get older, I want to study new things.
You want to study business?
No, I want to study new things.
Ah,
Study about the
very
world.
good. Well, in all of those sentences, you said you mentioned your desire to do those things. You mentioned them all correctly, so that was very good. Well done. All right. I honestly can't read my handwriting. I do apologize, Min. I can't read my own handwriting. I'm trying to write notes that quickly. Okay, so we'll put to the side for the time being, and we'll move on. Let's have a bit of a conversation. What would you like to talk about? We'll do a bit of free talking. I'll pick up on
I would like to ask about you.
About university?
No, I want to ask about you.
Oh, about me. Sorry, I misheard that and thought you said uni. Okay, what would you like to ask about me, Min?
So where are you now?
Right now, I am in Melbourne, in Australia. So, do you know much about Melbourne?
No, I don't know that city.
Okay, so Melbourne is the capital city of the state Victoria, which is it's located on the it'll be east. It's located on the east coast of Australia, right near the bottom of the country. Melbourne is, I think it's the second most populated city in Australia. I think the only other city with more residents is Sydney.
Yeah,
So
Sydney.
Melbourne is very, very, that's it. Sydney is in New South Wales, which is just above Victoria. So if you've got Victoria down here, New South Wales is like just above it. So yeah, that's where I am. I'm in Melbourne.
So have you visited the Sydney Opera House before?
No, I haven't. I'm originally from Western Australia, so I'm from the other side of the country, and I came over here in December last year. So I've really only been to Melbourne, and I've only been around a bit of Victoria.
So have you seen it before?
I've seen it in pictures and in videos, but I've never seen it in person before. Ah, the Sydney Opera House in your book. Very nice.
It's about 365 famous places in the world.
It is a very, very famous landmark. I think the only other landmark that is as famous as the Sydney Opera House is the Sydney Harbour Bridge.
The Sydney Harbour Bridge.
Yep, that's a very famous bridge.
Teacher, here's my sister, my little sister.
Hello. Is she a princess?
No, she knows how to speak English too.
Ah, she's just a bit shy.
Yeah, every time I tell people outside on at the other country, I tell her to speak. But she's shy.
Oh, bless.
One time I go to the capital city of Vietnam, Hanoi,
Yep.
and I visit the Museum of Art.
Ah, very nice.
And I saw lots of people from many countries.
Ah,
One man wearing glasses even talked to me a little bit.
did he?
Yeah, one man wearing glasses.
Ah.
But
Sorry,
I don't
I'm
know
just
where.
writing a note down here.
But I don't know where he lives.
Ah. All right. Well, just a couple.
English.
Were you speaking to him in English?
Yeah, I was speaking into English. My sister also knows English, but she's shy.
I'm sure she'll warm up to me over the next few lessons. Now, your answer just then, just a couple of things I would like to correct. When you were talking about going to Hanoi, you were talking about it. You were talking about something that you had already done. But when you said it, you said, I go to Hanoi. So that, sorry about that. So yeah, so you said, I go to Hanoi, which means you still go, or not you still go, it means that you're going currently. It sounds like it's in the present rather than in the past. So to say that, to talk to somebody about something you have or somewhere you have already been, you would say, I went to Hanoi.
I went to Hanoi.
So just say that sentence to me again about I went to Hanoi.
One time I went to Hanoi to visit a museum.
That's better. Very good. Very good. And the other thing that I picked up on was because you were talking about that event in the past, because it had already happened, you said there is a lot of people, but because you're talking about something that happened in the past, you would say there were a lot of people.
There were a lot of people in the museum.
That's correct. Very good. Okay. Just one other thing I'll mention about past tense is saying there were a lot of people, the word were is a plural. So that is when you were talking about more than one thing or more than one person. So if you were talking about, I'm just trying to think of an example. So if you were talking about, I don't know, say you were talking about the museum itself, you would say there was a museum if you're talking about one thing. Yeah, so there was a museum. So yeah, just thought I'd mention that just to mention the difference between talking about something in the singular or something in plural form. So if you're talking about one thing, you would say was, and if you're talking about multiple things or multiple people, you would say were. Very good. Sorry?
Do I need to say that?
So yeah, all right, very good. So I just thought I would mention that. I saw in, by the way, I do apologize. This evening's lesson will be a little bit all over the place just while I'm getting my bearings with you and learning more about you and what you want to do. But as these lessons go on, they will get a lot more structured. Don't worry about that. I saw in one of your videos earlier today, you talked about your favorite TV show. Tell me a little bit about that.
My favorite TV show is Theodosia.
What's it called, sorry?
Theodosia.
How do I spell that?
Theodosas.
Yep. A. Theodosia. I've never heard of that show before. What's it about? Tell me about it.
It's an Egyptian show. It's an Egyptian show.
Cool.
The title Theodosia is about a girl named Theodosia.
So Theodosia is the name of the main character?
Yeah, the main character is the girl.
Okay. Cool.
Her
and
brother.
What? Sorry, go on.
One time, her family lived in London.
Okay.
But then they visited Egypt. Theodosia and her brother Henry visited the caves of Egypt.
They went into some Egyptian caves.
Yeah, and then they saw the Eye of Horus.
The Eye of
Yeah,
Horus.
yeah, the Eye of Horus.
Cool. Now, remind me, uh, which Egyptian god is Horus? Is he the one that has the dog face, or is he the one that I think has I think it's a bird face, is it?
I don't remember. That story doesn't have that feature.
Okay. Okay. Well, go on. You were talking about how they saw the Eye of Horus in the cave in Egypt.
And the real title of the story is Theodosia and the Serpents of Chaos. The serpent.
And the
serpents.
Serpents of Chaos.
Yeah.
I'm
Serpents.
going serpents like snakes.
Yeah, serpents. But they are not really snakes. They are just people wearing mask snakes.
Okay.
The master of the serpent people wants to take chaos over the world.
Okay.
He wants the eyes of Horus.
Is this to help one of his evil plans?
No, yes. The solar eclipse is coming and he needs to get it before the solar eclipse.
Okay.
The solar eclipse.
I am not going to lie, that actually sounds really cool. I might check that out on YouTube and see if they have any episodes on YouTube.
When the solar eclipse came, I will show them to the stars of Cyrus. That's the moon.
Oh.
Show them to the stars of Cyrus, and they will hold the planet. They hold their hands. Well, that's the evil plan.
That actually sounds like a really cool TV show. Not going to lie. That sounds really cool.
But the Master of Serpents has Egyptian powers.
Egyptian powers?
Yeah, it has Egyptian powers.
What are Egyptian powers?
They just like magic, like making a flower bloom or something else. Just like that.
That's cool.
Theodosia found the eye, and now it looks like she's a friend of the eye.
A friend of or afraid of?
A friend.
Afraid.
A friend. A friend.
Oh, a friend. Sorry about that, Min. Your microphone sometimes makes you sound a bit fuzzy. My apologies.
Yeah, because it's really far away, the signal.
Yeah.
So, only Theodosia can see the magic of the eyes of Horus. It's green, like a cloud of green around the eye. But her brother Henry and her mom and dad couldn't see it, so they don't know. Yeah. Everybody else couldn't see it. Only her can see it, and the serpent see it. So,
just one quick thing there before we go on. When you said only her can see it, the word her, while it does refer to girls, that is more of a possessive word. So, for example, this is her phone. Her, if you're talking about girl in the sentence, you would say only she can see it.
Only she can see it.
That's it. Very good. So keep talking about Theodosia.
She kept telling her mom and dad that the magic of the eye is real. But her mom and dad didn't believe her. Magic is not real. Only Theodosia can see the eye. Every day it's getting even, the magic gets even darker and darker to red.
Oh. And
That
she's the
means
only one that can see it.
And she's the only one who stopped the chaos. She's the guardian of the Eyes of Horus. She didn't know she was the guardian. She's the guardian of the Eyes of Horus.
Okay, so do you know if she was always the guardian of the Eye of Horus? Like, was she destined to become the guardian, or was it because she found the Eye of Horus that she became the guardian?
She found the Eye of Horus that she became the guardian.
Okay, so because she found the Eye of Horus, she became the guardian. I understand.
She's also a friend. She can also signal it when it's far away, in her ear, in her hand.
Oh.
One
So
time,
she... Sorry, go on.
Her mom and dad owned a museum. They kept the Eyes of Horus in a glass, but they couldn't see them.
They kept it in a glass case. Yep, yeah, very good.
And then she had another friend, Will.
Like William?
Will. I don't know. Will. They said
okay. Will. Okay.
Will works in the arcade.
Say that again, sorry. Will works at the arcade. Cool.
Yeah. And Theodosia makes a friend of his. He also believes that he's going to stop the chaos.
Say that last bit again. Do you mean that Theodosia became a friend of Will, or became Will's friend?
Became Will's friend. Yeah.
Good.
And Will believes her that the Eyes of Horus magic is real. She also has powers. She has an Egyptian book. She also has powers like the serpents.
Cool. So does she get those powers from the Eye of Horus?
I don't know. She just has powers.
She just has powers.
She can make... Oh, my screen just got...
Still here.
Oh yeah, it got black in 1 second later it opened again. Oh.
I think that's what happened to me before.
So Theodosia. The serpent and Miss Crate came. Miss Crate. Miss Crate is also a serpent.
Say that again.
Miss Crate.
Miss Crate.
Yeah, Miss Crate is also a serpent.
Oh, she's a member of the Serpents of Chaos.
Yeah, but she wears black and a black hat.
Ah.
She wears a dress. One day she visits the museum. Theodosia's mom and dad greeted her, but Theodosia thinks she's weird.
Yep.
But do you know what Miss Crate is doing here?
I'm going to guess that she's up to no good. She's maybe trying to steal the Eye of Horus out of the museum.
Yeah, she's tricking them to try to steal the Eyes of Horus.
Ah, That's a bit
She
naughty,
looks
isn't
like
it?
a member of. She looks like the member of museum. Then she asked Theodosia's dad to open the glass case and took out the eyes of Horus for her to see. But really, she was taking it. Then Theodosia make a magic spell in the lock, and her dad couldn't open the lock.
Ooh. So Theodosia was protecting the Eye of Horus from Miss Crate.
No, she isn't. She hasn't known Miss Crate is a serpent yet. She was just trying to protect her dad.
Okay.
The Eyes of Horus has magic spells.
Okay.
If her dad touches it, he'll be cursed. He's not a friend of the Eye. So he's not allowed to touch it.
I understand.
And
Okay,
so,
only certain people are allowed to touch it. Okay.
So Mom said she will get the oil, but Miss Crate said, no, thank you. She knows that the magic stopped it. And then Theodosia noticed a snake tattoo in her hand.
And was it on the lower part of her arm or the upper part of her arm?
The upper part of her.
Was it on her shoulder?
No, it was here.
Like behind the arm?
Yeah, it's
on the back of the arm or on the side? Okay.
Yeah, Theodosia noticed a
Cool.
snake tattoo on her hand. So now she knows that Miss Crate is a serpent.
She's discovered the truth. Okay.
Then Miss Crate leaves the museum. Miss Crate leaves the museum, and the master of the serpents said she has fell. Then Theodosia has another friend. Her name's Sophia.
Quick question. Did Theodosia already have this friend, or did she make a new friend?
She made a new friend.
Okay, cool.
She make a one day Theodosia was at the arcade with Will and Sophia and Henry. Then the serpents came to the arcade. The master of serpents was sitting in a carriage.
Sounds like trouble's brewing.
Yeah, the master of serpents was sitting in a carriage along with Miss Crate, and the carriage driver was also a serpent. Then Miss Crate tell Theodosia that someone needs to meet her, but she knows that's a serpent.
Just a couple of quick points. I'll pause you there for a second. First off, let me just say you are doing fantastic. You're doing really, really well. Just a couple of things. So earlier on, when you were talking about Theodosia, you said she made a magic spell, or she make a magic spell. So when you're talking about a magic spell, you would say she cast a magic spell.
She cast a magic spell.
Correct. She would cast, or she cast a magic spell. Very good. And the other quick thing I would just like to mention is when you said Miss Crate, or the leader of the serpents, he tells Miss Crate.
No, it's not the leader.
Well, you would.
Serpent. She's just a serpent.
So the serpent told Miss Crate?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, when you said that, you said they tell them, but if it's something, but if you're talking about it in this instance, you would say they. I can't remember the characters. I'm just going to stick to the serpent and Miss Crate. But you would say
It was the
the
master of
serpent
serpent.
tells Miss Crate. The master of serpent tells Miss Crate, or tells the other serpent.
Tells Miss Crate.
Okay, so the master of serpent tells Miss Crate. Or the other way you could say that is you could use the past tense and you could say told Miss Crate. So just so can you say that sentence again and just correct the use of the word? You can either use tells or told.
And Miss Crate told Theodosia that someone needs to meet her.
Very good. Very good. Better. So you were go on from there. Miss Crate told Theodosia that someone would like to meet her.
But it's the master of serpents. Theodosia saw him and she don't want to go. Then the master, she didn't want to go.
Very good.
Then the master of serpents cast a spell and Theodosia began to slide in the floor. Slide down the floor.
Like slipping and sliding all over. Yep.
No, she slide like that, but she still stands still. But she stands still.
So it's almost as if she had been summoned to the carriage by magic.
Yeah, she has slid to the carriage and the carriage man opened the door. Then Theodosia saw she was sitting in a carriage next to the master of serpents, and her hand was tied. Well, it was not really tied. Her hands stick together by the magic.
Yep.
And the master of serpents is talking to her when she cast the spell and was about to get out of the carriage, when the master of serpents pulled her back by his own magic. Then Will came holding the bracelet. Oh, I didn't tell you about the bracelet. The bracelet.
You did not. Tell me quickly about the bracelet.
Well, it helps Theodosia. It saves Theodosia from spells and magic. So one time Theodosia tested a spell with her friends sitting together. She told them that they must wear these bracelets, but Sophia said, "I will not have that dirty thing on my hand." She wants to look beautiful.
Yep.
Then Theodosia and Will and her brother Henry wear the bracelets. Then Theodosia cast a spell. The spell rose into the air, and then Sophia turned into an Egyptian statue.
Turns into an Egyptian statue.
Yeah. Will and her brother Henry couldn't see the magic. So Will said,
Yep.
So you said this bracelets were you said these bracelets are going to save us. Then Sophia turned into a pyramid statue. She talked in a small voice, but she still was not sure. Then it takes Theodosia a little more time to turn her back. She's just testing a magic. And right about the carriage thing, we'll give Theodosia her bracelet. She put it on her hand. Then she opened the door of the carriage and she ran outside, unharmed. The magic saved her.
So everything worked. So everything worked out all right.
Yeah, and then she escaped into the museum. Then the carriage rolled away.
Nice. You know what? Yeah, based on your description of the show, I'm actually going to have a look on YouTube later and check this show out. That sounds pretty good.
The show is in BBC.
Okay, so
The show is in
on the BBC.
Yeah.
Okay.
Remember the BBC movies? Do you know the BBC
I do.
movies?
I do.
Yeah,
The
those
BBC
is
movies.
The Theodosia is made by the country London. By London. She was made in London. Yeah.
Ah, so Theodosia is a British TV show.
Yeah, she's a British TV show. Well, my dad just guessed it because the background looks like London.
Ah, okay.
But it's also in British.
Well, that's pretty cool. You know, we have about 5 minutes left of the lesson, so I would just like to spend it going over what you're looking for or what you hope to get out of these lessons, just to make sure that I can plan correctly and make these lessons as good as they can be. So you want to learn English to be able to talk about your job, the jobs you want, and to be able to talk about work. Is that correct?
Yes.
Cool. And two of the jobs that you would like to do when you get older is you would like to be an inventor or you would like to be a chef.
I don't know, I must decide. My mom said being a inventor is much more cool.
Well, when I was younger, I remember that I used to think certain things are cool, or certain things are cooler than others, and similar thoughts like that. But what I grew up to realize is that it's not the thing itself that is cool or not cool. It's actually the person doing it. So if you want to be a chef that's cool, you can be a chef that's cool. However, being an inventor is, I do have to admit, that is actually a really cool thing to do, to be able to create something from nothing and be able to bring a new product or service to the world and be able to help the world. That is a very cool thing, I will say. I will admit that. However, because you're still so young now, you obviously don't have to make that decision now. So we can talk about both career options. So we can talk about being an inventor and we can talk about you being a chef. And I actually really enjoy cooking as well. So I reckon we can have some fun conversations about cooking and about food.
So how can we make this conversation?
Well, we can pick a topic for the next lesson. So maybe the next lesson we can focus on talking about being a chef and cooking and food. We can focus on that. Get your finger out of your nose, young man.
And what's the next lesson is going to be?
So the next lesson we can focus on. I will have a more detailed lesson plan that we can discuss at the beginning of the lesson next week. But for now, I can say that we shall focus on cooking. I'm just writing this down so I remember. So we can talk about cooking and about food in general. We will do a bit of pronunciation. Because there are still there were a few words that you said in this evening's lesson that while they were correct, while they were it was the correct word to use at that point in the sentence, it didn't, like, some of the sounds were slightly off. So we'll work on correcting some of that. And then, so we can talk about cooking and food. We can do some pronunciation. And I'll also include a portion of the lesson we can dedicate to talking a little bit more about the theory of the language. So we can discuss the rules of English to help you better understand how we formulate sentences. Does that make sense?
Yes.
Beautiful. All right. So pronunciation and phonics, and we will do a little bit on theory. And during the theory section of the lesson, we can also include a little bit of a vocabulary lesson too. So so we can pick a few words to teach you some new words or teach you new ways to use those words, and just really build a really solid understanding of the language.
Thank you, teacher.
Pardon?
So what next lesson? What day it be?
I'll get Dorothy to confirm with I'll get Dorothy to confirm with your mum or your dad, but I imagine that we'll keep these lessons at the same time each week. So Saturday night, 8 o'clock until 9 o'clock for you.
Yeah.
Okay, so just to recap, next week, we're going to talk about food and cooking. We're going to do some pronunciation, and we're going to do some English theory and some vocabulary. So, excuse me. So we'll have a really good lesson next week, and I'll make sure I plan it out to have some fun. And I'll even try to find some English games that we can maybe play and have a bit of fun like that as well. Okay, so thank you very much for your attention this evening, Min. I look forward to talking to you next time. Good night. Good night. Have a good week, guys. I'll see you next time. Bye-bye. Get a good night's sleep.
Yeah. That's a beautiful animal.